Hey there, you're here with Anita from AnitaAlvis.com, showing you the diet-free approach to creating a body you love and a life that truly rocks. And this is another episode of Q&A with Double A. That would be me, Double A. Now today I've got this crazy cord because I'm having all kinds of tech difficulties today, so bear with me. But you know what? The party must go on, so let's get this party started. Now, today's cue comes from Nora, and Nora writes me a really juicy question. She says, "Hi, Anita. I love your blog and the idea of not having to follow a diet. In fact, I've decided to free myself from having such strict rules to follow when it comes to food and to see what happens. But to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared. My question is this: how do I know what foods to eat if I don't have the rules I am so used to following? Any tips on how to get started living diet-free?" Nora, I love this question, and I totally feel you on this. When I first started living, out of this diet mentality, it was kind of scary for me. And this question comes up a lot for both my private clients and my readers, so thank you so much for asking. As you know, there are no shortage of people out there wanting to tell us which diet to follow and this protocol, and there's so many different ideas that it can make us just feel even more confused. And then it feels really confusing to try to go out on our own and figure it out for ourselves. So at some point, the reality is we all have to accept a couple things. Number one, there isn't just one way of eating. There is no the ultimate way. We each have to find our own path, and everybody's different. So that's the key piece. And the other piece is to know that if we want to really ever get into a loving and empowering relationship with body and food and not feel scared or frightened of it or just feel like we're just out of control all the time, we've got to get in tune with body wisdom. But I know this idea of body wisdom can feel really foreign, especially if you've been dieting for years. It's like, body wisdom, what is that? How do I tune into that? So today I'm going to try to give you 3 great tips to get you started into tuning into your body wisdom so you can start living this diet-free life that you talked about. So let's go. Tip number 1, know that body wisdom is just another form of intuition. So if you want to get back into your body wisdom, you just got to get back into your intuition. Simply put, you need to start practicing tuning into your intuition on a daily basis. And you can start with some little things. For example, you get up in the morning, you go in your closet, you pick an outfit you want to wear, you pick the first thing that sounds like a good idea or feels like a good idea, and you go with it. Like today, I just picked this number out and I'm just going with it. Or you're going out to eat. You look over the menu, you kind of tune into the body, think about what sounds good, what feels like it would be good, like you can feel it, right? And you make that choice and you go with it. Don't keep second guessing. You get a little hunch to call somebody. Go for it. Give that person a call. The more that you practice in small ways every single day, tuning into your highest and wisest self, that's your intuition, the more that you're going to learn to trust yourself. And as you trust yourself, you're going to trust this body wisdom will guide you the right way. Tip number 2, allow contrast to be your great teacher. Here's what I mean by that. So many times we start to know what actually works for us by experiencing what does not work for us. Think about it. You probably have a good idea of what great love feels like after having some run-ins with some crappy boyfriends in the past. Amen, right? I know that. Or perhaps you really have noticed that there's times where you've appreciated your health so much because you spent a few days in bed really, really sick. Nothing like that to help you appreciate your health. So these are just examples of how contrast is a great teacher. By experiencing what you don't want, you get really clear about what you do want. And here's how it comes to play with food. So many of my clients and past detoxers have told me that they've been able to figure out what foods actually work for them by having some negative experiences with foods that they were cutting out for a while, adding back in, and then they got a response in their body that said, that's not going to work. This is not a food that loves me back. For example, I have a lot of clients that I ask them to just experiment with taking out gluten for a while and see what happens when they add it back in. For many of them, when they go gluten-free for a few weeks and then they sit down and they have a big bowl of pasta, a lot of them tell me they feel bloated, they feel tired, they're like constipated for days. It's not a good story. So even though they may love some gluten, gluten does not love them back. So it's that experience of contrast that lets them know gluten is kind of like on my no list. It's not somebody else telling you. It's experience. It's a visceral experience that you felt in the body. And so you're using contrast as your great teacher. Bottom line here is you got to be willing to experiment. Perhaps you take some foods out, you add them back in, you get some feedback from your body, and then you'll get to know what works for you. Just let Body Wisdom be your guide. Tip number 3, and this is a good one. Having no rules does not mean disrespecting our body. Does not mean disrespecting our body. And this kind of goes with number 2. This is a place where many people get confused. When I talk about living a diet-free lifestyle, that does not mean that we just go around all day, every day, eating whatever we want, how much we want, whenever we want, at all hours, all quantities. No, 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 because that is definitely not the way your body wants to be treated. I guarantee you that that is not what Body Wisdom wants for you. No, Body Wisdom does not want you to be afraid of any food or feel like you're cutting off your life experiences, when it comes to food. That's not what Body Wisdom is asking, but it also wants your love and respect as well. Doing what is truly best for your body is the ultimate act of self-love. Your body is your one true home, the one you got for a lifetime, the only one you get. So why not fill her up? Why not fill your home up with the things that you really want, like love and nourishment and care and respect and high quality. You want quality, good things in your body, in your home. Think about it this way. Do you remember when you were a kid and you would beg your parents for an extra half an hour to stay up, past your bedtime? You kept wanting, your bedtime to be a little bit longer and longer. And then when summertime came, oh my goodness, it was so exciting because you could stay up really late and, all hours. I don't know about you, but that was my experience. But guess what? As I became a young adult and had to live on my own, I quickly realized that that way of living was not going to work for me. It was just not going to fly. So no, as a 35-year-old woman, I don't have my mom calling me and telling me it's time to go to bed or telling me what to do. But you know what? I do have Body Wisdom on my side. And Body Wisdom lets me know when it's time to call it a night, and get some sleep. The truth is, if I want to do the things I want to do in the world and live the life I want, I need sleep. I need to take care of myself. The same is true when it comes to food. If I'm just going around and having pizza all day, every day, and dessert and just flooding my body with sugar, it's not going to feel good in my body. It's not going to feel good. I really want you to get that concept of feeling, how it feels in your body. That's the key of Body Wisdom. So if I'm doing that and kind of trashing my body, and we all kind of get out of whack sometimes, we go on vacation or things get kind of hectic and maybe we're not eating as clean as possible. And, that's okay. That happens. But Body Wisdom will chime in and let you know if something needs to be course corrected. When I overdo it on something, I feel it in my body. It's not some diet book telling me. It's a visceral feeling, a visceral experience I get to let me know that I've got to kind of clean up my act there and take really good care of myself. It's not about living around strict rules, but it's about letting Body Wisdom give you the information for your own what works for me guidelines. And it's going to be different for everybody. So Nora, that is my A to your Q. I hope that this gave you some insight on how to start working around this new diet-free life. Congratulations, and tuning into Body Wisdom. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever ditched your diet for some, tuning into Body Wisdom? How did that work for you? What happened? Or is this a place you still feel stuck, and where do you feel stuck around it? Come on over to AnitaAlvis.com, come on over to the blog, and leave a comment. We want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So come on over. Did you like this video? I hope you did because I really liked making it for you. If so, please subscribe. Please share it around social media, and please share it with your friends because they need some Body Wisdom information too. And if you want some more great tips on how to have a body you love and a life that truly rocks, come on over to AnitaAlvis.com and sign up for email updates. In fact, if you really like this Body Wisdom piece, in the right-hand corner of my website, I've got a free video training series. Yes, a free video training series. These are really good videos on how to find your body freedom, how to find that diet-free approach that's going to work for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Like 5,000. It seriously take 5,000.